Guys, really quickly, want to give you a brief rundown of what Bitcoin is and why you might consider buying it. If you're showing this to somebody at Thanksgiving, hi, happy Thanksgiving. Really quickly, let me give you a definition. Bitcoin is the first digital, verifiably scarce asset in human history. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to break it down really simply for you. First and foremost, let's talk about the word digital. Bitcoin being digital means that it exists online. It means that it is able to take advantage of all of the amazing things that the internet provides. For example, you're able to send payments with Bitcoin all over the world nearly instantaneously with just a little bit of waiting for the transaction to clear. You don't have to worry about things like banks giving you permission to send a transaction. It gives it a property called permissionless, and you get to reap all of those rewards of the internet. Now, the next part, digital verifiably. What does verifiably mean? Well, verifiably refers to the blockchain of Bitcoin. What is that? It's a complicated topic. I'm trying to keep this video short, but basically it is something called a consensus algorithm that allows you to be sure that Bitcoin has not been hacked. It allows you to be sure that your transaction is actually happening and is not being spent twice in something called a double spend attack. It being verifiable means that Bitcoin is perfectly secure, it is unhackable, and in fact, Bitcoin is the first unhackable or next to unhackable network in the entire world. You would need literally hundreds of billions of dollars worth of hardware and equipment to be able to hack Bitcoin. That's just not realistic. So it is digital, meaning that it's global on the internet. Verifiable means that you are able to verify the third component, which is called scarce. Bitcoin has something called scarcity. Bitcoin will only ever have 21 million Bitcoin created. So far, there's about 18.8, maybe about 18.9 million Bitcoin that have been created. There will only ever be 21 million, which means that it is scarce. The reason that's so valuable is because your US dollar has already lost a large amount of its value over just the last 18 months during the thing that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube, but we all know has been taking place ever since March of last year, really about December of 2019. It being scarce gives it the property of something called salability over time. It allows it to store its value into the future. Instead of it being inflated, for example, the US dollar in 1920, you could buy a comparable home for $4,500 that you could buy today for $450,000. Bitcoin, on the other hand, it would be a $4,500 home, maybe a tenth of a Bitcoin home, and then a tenth of a Bitcoin home again. You don't have to worry about inflation into the future. So, running through this sentence again, digital, verifiably scarce asset. What is an asset? It just means it's something that you are able to invest in. It means that it is something that you are able to buy. And because of all those properties, that makes it the first digital, verifiably scarce asset in human history, and the reason that you should consider buying it is because your United States dollar is constantly losing value. Bitcoin is the one, only, and by the way, the first answer to that is built online. It's the new age of gold, and for that reason, I have a large amount of my net worth in gold, in Bitcoin, in digital gold, and I think it's a good idea for everybody to have a little bit. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Peace.